Welcome to 3D Politics. I'm David Van, here with David D'Ambroso and David Oldham. There we go. I'm pointing the wrong ones here. The 3Ds of 3D Politics. Well, tonight we're talking about some of the events going on here in Oklahoma, and one of them is an issue that I think is really championing the cause of citizen journalism. I was at the Capitol last Thursday morning. I joined the press corps for a press conference and at the Capitol, and I asked some of them while I was there, you guys see anything about this APAC, all these performance audits that have been commissioned by the legislature, and they've got a special committee to do it, and nobody knew anything. They're like, oh yeah, I guess they were supposed to have those. And so I talked to a few of them. I said, look, let's work together on this. I'm not at the Capitol as much. If I can somehow get them, I'll share them with you. And, they're like, great. So I go over to the Speaker's office, as I did a month earlier, and I said, hey, what's the deal? We were supposed to get these in January. The chairman, Bob Sullivan, who's been a long-time friend of mine, said, well, they kind of acted ignorant, like, what are you talking about? And I said, listen, this is the second time I've come here. You don't have them. You don't have an explanation. And I said, it's not going to be long before the blogosphere is going to start getting conspiracy theories here of just what's going on. Well, then they gave me an explanation that a couple of them were in a PDF format, that they were having problems uploading to the server, and they didn't want to release them all until they get those two fixed. And I said, how long ago was that? Well, about a month ago. So finally,
I don't know if you've ever worked with PDFs now. They're extremely tricky.
Finally, the chief of staff comes out to the front, Jason Sutton, and, we get to talking, and, he's kind of looking me up and down. He says, you want me to email them to you? And I'm like, yeah, give me your email address. So I gave it to him. It was nice, thanks. I acted like, yes, I believe you, and I get out of there. That's never going to happen. So I go back to Trey Savage from Non-Doc. I said, Trey, they said they would send them to me. If I get them, I'll share them with you.
Why are you so cynical, David?
Yeah.
The politician's word is his bond.
But here was the beauty of it.
It took him 30 days to do 10 minutes worth of work.
Here's the beauty of it, though. When I got them later that day, I was shocked. And I sent them to other people. I sent them over to OCPA, and, Trent, England, it was like Christmas morning, because, OCPA, it's all about fiscal integrity with them. And so I looked at it and I thought, they just got done working out a solution on this issue of restructuring agencies to where the commissioner serves at the pleasure of the governor. And I looked at the macro recommendations of APAC. This was the most important recommendation because they apply to several of these agencies. Number one, bring these agency heads under the accountability of the governor. Mm-hmm. And I thought, no, that's funny, because up until yesterday, Speaker McCall was fighting against just that. Who's been hanging on to these audits for the last month and keeping them sealed so nobody could get them? He was tasked with making them public. And so he finally relented and voted for it Wednesday. I just happened to show up Thursday morning. His chief of staff gives them to me.
So what do we say? It looks good.
I'm smelling a cover-up, folks.
Okay.
And I even have, remember we said we were having conspiracy theories now. This is a cover-up, and that was the motivation. So now we've got these audits out. I got the scoop. I was the first media to get them. Other than the legislature, in closed-door session only, got the summary paper, 1 out of the 8 documents.
I'm seeing the word sleuth in your intro title pretty soon. I'm seeing it.
What do you guys think? Am I conspiracy nut job on
I don't
this?
believe in any conspiracy theories. They're all fake, all the time. Which camera are we looking at?
Well, I have a feeling that the question has to be asked, why the day after? Why the day after they had taken a vote on the very things that this stuff would have covered and would have answered?
Right.
Why only then do we finally get it released? Mm-hmm. That's number one.
Yeah.
And I think that inquiring minds should be asking those questions. Right. And it's not, a conspiracy theory, there is something going on, but why, how come it's taken so long when this was promised before and was actually necessary before?
Absolutely.
And what are we going to do about it? In fact, is there time to contact the governor's office and ask the governor to then veto this bill that may need to be relooked at with the audit information?
No, the governor actually negotiated this one. He got these audits
with the audit information.
Yeah,
so we're pretty good with.
Yeah, he got it. Greg Treat, the Senate President pro tem, they had a deal. They were implementing it, and the person that was told by this commission to make it public was the Speaker. The Speaker did not make it public, and the Speaker drug his feet, kicking and screaming, against the number one recommendation.
But do you know everything the Speaker had to do that week, that month, that year?
Yes.
The political strings he had to pull.
Our selfless men and women in service,
yeah.
They just do so much for us,
yeah.
holding society on their shoulders.
Right.
I think you forget the anarchy that would ensue
yes.
if every stroke of the pen was not wrong.
Yeah.
They strike.
Yeah. So the public now has them. Shameless plug time. They're on SoonerPolitics.org. You can get them on the front page. Read them, study them. Make sure your legislator knows about them. They're great.
And make sure that your legislator knows what they are.
Yes. Write to your legislator. Even if you can't read, still write to them.
Explain to them how the budget works.
Okay, done.